And welcome back to Sports Check on this Monday morning, the 9th day of February 2026. One conversation about sevens to done. Now let's move on to another major event that Kenya is hosting. This event has been here. And let me just go back so that I get the first date correct. We're talking about 1967. The Kenya Open Golf Championship, now known as the Magical Kenya Open, and it is part of the DP World Tour. And from the 19th to the 22nd of February, the Karen Country Club is going to be hosting it. A lot of things have happened, and also everyone keeps asking, why Muthaiga and Karen? Muthaiga, Karen. We're going to get the real story behind it. And we're with the chair of Kenya Open Golf Limited, Patrick Obath, who's joining us. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
Yes, he's taken up a new role for the last 15 years. I think he has been tournament director of the event. Missed out 2020 due to COVID, but when they did come back, two back-to-back events, and a lot has happened. And let's just start with what everyone's asking, what I mentioned, the Karen Country Club as the choice venue, and why not Muthaiga, where people would say, we know it as one place where is the home of this tournament.
Yes, I think Muthaiga has been the home of this tournament for a long time. But apart from a few years when Muthaiga itself was undergoing changes on the course, then it went to Karen. And then just before COVID as well, when we changed to the European Tour, Muthaiga did not have the right infrastructure. So we went to Karen because Karen did. Muthaiga did the infrastructure, then we went back to Muthaiga. But making it a kind of a, what does the chairman think? Where should we go again? We've decided to change that. And what we're going to do is we will make sure that we will be in a place for 3 years. Then we invite the clubs to express an interest to host and what we can work with them. So that is the system that we're going to use from now on. In fact, we used it this year. We invited Muthaiga and Karen to bid, and we got the bids, and then we discussed with them, and then we got the best bid that we could, and that's why we are at Karen. So after 3 years at Karen, we are going to be on a contract with them for 3 years. We'll open it up again, and Muthaiga and Karen can bid. But the good thing is that there are other courses that are making taking an interest. So we are aware that Royal Nairobi is doing a lot of investment on the course. If they're ready by that time and we've inspected the course and we think it is good, then we'll invite them also to bid. So that is how we are going to work in the future. 3 years bid, 3 years bid.
All right, and this is about the Magical Kenya Open, and we're with the chair of the Kenya Open Golf Limited, Patrick Obath, the 2026 Magical Kenya Open. All right, he has told us about the selection of, the venues, and one of the things he had mentioned in the process was infrastructure, and what is it that the DP World Tour demands? Because I'm trying to think of any golf course in Europe, when they're doing the European swing, there's the international swing, or even when they do the Asian swing. What are the basic things that they demand of the course?
There are several things that, for the playing part of the course, has to happen. The agronomy has got to be right. The grass has got to be good. The bunkers have got to be done. The green has got to be done properly. And then the layout of the course has got to be such that you can play in a particular manner. So what we've done in Kenya, from 2014, we have had the agronomists from the DP World Tour coming in and going around to different courses. So the courses that have taken advice and done a bit of work, I think Sigona did a bit of work on Sigona, and they're actually, the course layout is quite good. The only problem, we have not been able to go to Sigona, is that they have a very small driving range. These days they need 360 yards plus. Sigona doesn't have that. They're thinking of working on that. We also did some stuff in Limuru. We also told them what to do. They've done a bit of work, but not enough. Windsor, we gave them some information as well. Haven't started work at all. We gave some information to Royal. Royal is moving on now, at least, although it is about 6 years down the line, but they're moving forward. So we do actually give them a pro forma of what needs to be done. So that's the first thing, the course itself. The second thing we look at is what amenities are available for the spectators, for parking, and so forth, and also for setting up a village. And that means that we also got to improve the experience for people going there. And a lot of courses have got those facilities, so we can knock onto them quite easily. The third thing that we look up is the places where the players are staying and how easy and difficult it is for them to come to the course. So that we also look at in terms of infrastructure. So if you look at somewhere like Limuru, they've got a few places around available in Limuru, either hotels or colleges or something like that. We can use those. If you look at Sigona, it's not very far from Westlands. So with the with the new road, to Rironi and all that, dual carriageway, they should be able to get from Westlands to Limuru in about to Sigona in about 20 minutes. So those are the things we look at when you're trying to say this course is suitable.
The other thing is, when you talk about this, I mean, unlike the Challenge Tour now, the moment you get to this level, to the DP World Tour, the European DP World Tour now, it's actually built for TV. And how you have a conversation with a club to understand that, yes, there's going to be laying of a lot of cables, there's going to be infrastructure coming up that may, in the short term, may be changing, the whole structure of the course.
Yes. When you come into the course, there's a lot of infrastructure that is required to be actually put on the course itself. Now, when we talk about, like, for example, TV, we need a TV compound. We need a space to put that in. And we have to improvise in each of those places. In Karen, we had one. We have a place. They've got some land in the middle of the course where we can put a TV compound. In Mudaga, we had to use one of their car parks to put a TV compound in there. But we normally take over the course, like for Karen, this which is happening next week. From Friday this week, we shut down golf completely. And they are going to start putting out all the laying cables, putting up all the scaffolding for the TV towers and all that. All that's going to start happening from this week. There are other activities also that will be starting this week. Some of them can be done whilst play is going on in the club. Roping and staking so that you can control crowds. That's going to start tomorrow. And that's going to be something that we just put the stakes and then we put the ropes up. And they can continue playing when that is happening because the people who are doing that understand the game. But from Friday this week, course is closed and we start putting up the big infrastructure. So the village is going to come in, and that is going to be in the driving range of Karen at the moment. So it's going to be put in that place. Talking about that as in terms of infrastructure, Karen did not have a long enough driving range. Their normal one. It's not long enough. When we were there before, there was a place adjacent to it where we could put the driving range so that the players could just walk across and come back. Since we've been away, when we came back, we found that place has been built up. So that place is not available anymore. So we had to look around together with Karen, and we were able to find a place about 1 kilometer away, which is not too far, where we can put a driving range. So Karen has gone and they've constructed the tee box where they're going to tee off from. And then they've got permission from Kenya Power and Lighting, their circle, which has got a big ground nearby. So we are hitting into that ground. So we'll have a driving range of about 400 yards, 420 yards, which is sufficient. And they'll be able to hit their balls without interfering with the public.
Well, very interesting about that. Karen, they've changed. It's now past 70 to 7 years ago. It was past 71.
Yeah.
And the flow and how the flow of play. How has it been set up for this year?
The last time when Karen, we decided we'd try something new. And that was mainly because we needed a space whereby when they're teeing off, the clubhouse is nearby and people can come around and watch the tee off on the first hole and then the 10th hole. This year, we haven't changed the flow. When we had them in 2021, we had hole number 12 as hole number 1. So the back 9 of the course became the front 9. So hole number 12, they came back from the existing hole, then hole number 12 up to number 18, which became hole number 6. And then the tee-off of number 10 became number 7, and then the number 12 became number 9. And then the back 9, which is where the first 9 is, was played normally. So this year we are going to play the course normally. So we are going to start from hole number 1 to number 9, and then from number 10 to number 18 as normal. The only changes that have happened is that on hole number 1 and hole number 10, we have extended the tee backwards to increase the difficulty, and also the difficulty, because it now becomes a narrower takeoff for the ball, and it means that if you're trying to sort of shape it into the green, it will be a lot more difficult because you got trees in the way. And number 10, exactly the same thing. We are pulling the tee back as well on those two. But Karen normally plays as a par 72, so we are changing 2 holes. Hole number 3, which is a par 5, will push the tee a little bit forward, and it plays as a par 4. And then hole number 15 as well, which is a par 5, we are going to push it forward, and it plays as a par 4. So those two are going to reduce it from a par 72 to a par 70.
Well, for the local golfers, by the time, if they don't play by Thursday, too bad. They won't, but they already have what I would call them Wakenya. Yeah. That's what we call it, the cheat sheet. But let's now talk about the entry details and the invitations and how players now sign up for Magical Kenya Open, because I know that's a duty that's now being handled by Lucas Maranga, who's now the tournament director.
The entries. Entries, we are still doing that together. So I do actually have the details of the entries. The total entry, this year the field is 144, which is the same as last year. In the earlier years, we used to have a field of 156, but now across the DP World Tour and also the PGA Tour, they've reduced their fields to 144. So that means that there's a squeeze in the number of entries in total. As the promoter, the numbers that they've been allowing promoters in the past was 6 amateurs, 6 professionals locally, and 6 international invites. We negotiated before, and we had 6 amateurs, 8 international entries, and 6 others, yeah? So we got a few more. And then we were able to reduce the international entries, and we got 10 local pros come in. So that is the number that we have now, is 10 local pros, 6 amateurs, and then that is 16, and then 4 other invitations. Now the 4 other invitations, 2 are from the regional players. So we have 1 from Nigeria and 1 from Rwanda.
Yes.
And these 2 were selected from the SDT.
Yes.
Yeah? So
Sunshine Development Tour.
Sunshine Development Tour. And then the 10 that are coming from Kenya have been, we invited the PGK to give us 10 names. So they gave us 15 names, in fact, from the PGK Equator Tour. We have space for 10, so we've given the other 5 as reserves. With the close of entries yesterday after the Qatar Masters, which finished, we had a discussion with the DP World Tour, and they've given us 1 extra slot. So we are now going to ask the PGK to give us 1 more. So there'll be 11. So one of the reserves will come in, and we'll look and see whether anybody else drops off, and you can begin to increase the numbers of local players coming in.
All right, just hold that so that you can tell us about the international field. We'll be taking a short break. We'll be coming back with Patrick Obath, who's the chair of the Kenya Open Golf Limited entries, and about that, and also the story that the previous 5 winners of the MKO will all be back. All are coming back to Nairobi. They'll be playing at Karen, including Guido Migliotti, who won the very first MKO as a European Tour event at Karen. Let's take that break. We'll be back. And welcome back. Well, a conversation about the Magical Kenya Open we have with the chair, Patrick Obath. So let's get on with it, with this part of it. You know, entries, foreign and local entries, 11 pros have got their slots, 6 amateurs, including a junior golfer, are going to be playing in that event. So let's now come to the foreign entries, and then after that, we can talk about public access protocols and the funding of the event.
So I did an analysis this morning when you got the entries. Out of the 144 entries we have, there are a total of 30 countries which are represented, including Kenya, in the entries this year. So we've got a good entry in terms of numbers. And if you look at the countries represented, the country with the highest number of representations is South Africa, which has got 17 players coming in. Second one is actually Kenya. We've got 11 pros now, 6 amateurs. That is also 17. Then you have England has got 16, Spain 14, France 11, all the way down. So we've got a good entry in terms of the percentage. We are equal to South Africa. That is, and in Africa we've got 17 South Africa, 17 Kenya, and then you've got a Zimbabwean, 35, and then you've got a Nigerian, 36, and a Rwandese, 37.
Our favorite Zimbabwean, how we miss him.
No, he's coming differently. Yeah? He's a different guy. So we got 37 out of 144, which is almost a quarter of the entries coming from Africa, which is great. Yeah, on that, and then the rest are spread across the whole world. We've got Austria, Argentina, South America. We've got 2 people coming from there, Brazil and Argentina. Then we've got Canada. We've got the USA, which has got the USA. I think has got a reasonably good number of about 6 numbers. Scotland 7, Germany. We've got China as well with 3 entries. Portugal has got 2. India, Japan, Switzerland have all got 1 each. So there's a very nice representation across the world of entries. Yeah.
And the fact that 5 previous winners are Wu, Kreuzweig, Migliozzi, all coming back.
That is great. I mean, the number of past winners, all 5 are coming back. It shows the quality of players coming here. This year we are having the best entry in terms of the quality of the field ever we've had in the Magical Kenya Open. We've got 20 past winners on the DP World Tour coming to play in Kenya. Not just the 5 who won the Magical Kenya, but 20 who are past winners on the DP World Tour. We've also got, in fact, no, not 20. We've actually got 28 who are from there. We've got representation from a lot of past winners in the last PGA Tour in the US are also coming to play here. So with that, I think we've got a very, very strong field. And what that means is that the people watching, we expect will increase as a result of the strength of that field.
Well, that's something to look out for, especially Friday, when they've got to make the cut, and then we've got Saturday and Sunday. What's the number for the cut, by the way?
The cut will be 60 and ties.
And ties.
Yeah.
Public access protocols. How do people get to Karen? At least Muthaiga, you're going to park right either at where they normally have the range or at
KFS,
or KFS or the Mathare Hospital.
Yeah.
How is Karen now going to be set up?
Karen is fairly straightforward as well. When we had it in Karen the last time, waterfront had just been built. So they allowed us to park for free there. Now they're not going to allow us to park for free. People can still park there, but they'll have to pay the normal parking fees. We have the Kenya Medical Training College in Karen, KMTC. That is going to be the free public parking is going to be at KMTC. Can take about 500 cars, so there's plenty of space there. People can park at waterfront. So we will have a shuttle that will be going to waterfront and into the golf course and also to KMTC to the golf course. We are considering whether we want to also have the one that is going to the waterfront to pass via Karen Village, so people can also just park wherever it is or come by matatu, and then they can get a shuttle into Karen. So that is access. The main entry will obviously, I think, will be gate D in Karen, which is, we are creating a new gate there. And people will be able to come in, be dropped there or be shuttled into that place, and then the tickets are scanned and they go in.
So gate D will be around where?
It's near the main entrance. No, it's near the main entrance of Karen. So you park at KMTC, and the shuttle will bring you to the entrance at the gate D. And prices for this year for entry: Thursday is 1,000 shillings, Friday is 1,500, and then Saturday and Sunday is 2,500. And the 2,500 for those 2 days is intentional because we are going to have the village is going to be activated. You've got some artists who are going to come in. We're going to have sherehe on those 2 days. And we will be announcing the artists today. Once we finish, yeah.
All right. Thank you very much, Chair. Kenya Open Golf Limited, Patrick Obath. $2.7 million is what is up for grabs. 30% goes with the winner. The Magical Kenya Open, the 19th to the 22nd of February. That's next week, Thursday through Sunday.